Yeah, the vision of Campus Outreach Johannesburg is glorifying God by building laborers on the campus for the lost world. And we're passionate about those things, about God's glory, because we say that everything we do is about Him. For from Him and through Him and to Him are all things. To Him be the glory.
In 2003, when we launched in South Africa, there was about 25 Americans who came over to invest their lives in the lives of South Africans. And through the years, we've really seen God change our ministry.
They were always willing to try something different. They were Americans in a South African context. And they weren't good rugby players, but they were willing to give it a shot.
And then our team changed so much when we hired South African staff in 2006. We started to change the way we did meetings and the way we related as a team and fellowship and community. And it's gone from a really, really dominant American cultured ministry to an increasingly South African and African team and how we live and work and do ministry. Silas was one of the students who was involved with this fellowship from the start.
In 2003, I came to Wits University, which is a very famous and prestigious university in South Africa. And I came here specifically to study mathematics. In my first year, I met an enthusiastic young American named Rob.
I'm there, my wife's there, I'm Rob Yancey. I work at Wits. In case you don't know, my wife is Liz Yancey. That's her.
Rob shared the gospel with me, and seeing it at work in his life, I decided to give my heart to the Lord.
Found myself in a Bible study. I was there for the wrong reasons, but I got to hear a testimony of the guy that was leading the Bible study, and his life was very similar to mine, but he was talking about Christ, and I just felt that's what I wanted.
I think it's the way they presented the gospel.
It was in a very simple and straightforward manner.
So I gave my life to Christ that evening.
My walk with God was confirmed.
Rob challenged me to join his discipleship group, and in that group there were four of the friends that I lived with at the residence and Rob. And now and then we would go out for movies. He would actually invite us to his house, and every single week we met for discipleship group, and he continuously pointed us to Christ, and that's when I learned what discipleship really is. Learning from Rob's discipleship, I had the privilege to lead a discipleship group of my own during my time at Wits.
Discipleship, I would say that it's one person who's older and wiser in their faith, who then gives their life in terms of time and energy and effort to a younger Christian to develop them and mature them to a place where they can go and do that with somebody else.
Deliver me out of the sadness.
I've never had an older brother, so what I cherish a lot about discipleship and the guy that discipled me, just him being an older brother to me and experiencing that, and then just also not having a real father figure around. He was able to be, the big brother, but also the father, and get to see how that works, how he relates to his wife, how he relates to other guys, how he relates to other women. Just being exposed to that, I've learned so much.
So I cherish the relationships that have grown from discipleship, because they really are lifelong, and even if you go years, months without seeing each other face to face as Christies in the States, we still have a firm foundation and we still connect. It's not on the surface, there's depth, and that's what I cherish.
And maybe to sum it up, I would probably say it's all about receiving what is being entrusted into you, and then with the hope that you can entrust it to other people.
We want to be anywhere where an urban center, where the city comes into contact with the varsity campus or the university campus, and where the church is.
We first encountered Campus Outreach in 2002. We've definitely benefited as a local church, where the involvement of younger people, students, have added a sparkle, a vitality to our church, to the vibrancy of our worship. As I understand is happening in other places, young people have a certain vibrancy and energy that they bring in to the local church. God certainly uses them. in great ways.
COJ has had a big influence in me with the church because it's connected to one of the churches, Melville Union, and just through that, just allowed me to be part of the church and share not only my talents but just even my leadership at the church at the moment. So.
So I love that this idea of mobilization that we're doing, helping the students to say, you know what, we don't just want you to be 3 or 4 year laborers, we want you guys to be lifetime laborers. To when we look at you 60 years from now, you still have the same passion and the same vision.
I'd love to take this opportunity to share the story of a guy who I actually work with. The guy's name's Wayne. And so I had great opportunities to share with Wayne last year when we worked on a job together. And he just had many good questions about God and about Christianity and about life. And it seemed like through these questions, and just over a long period of time, he's now come to faith.
Campus Outreach Johannesburg is supported by more than 1,100 supporters from both the U.S. and South Africa. They consist of churches, businesses, families, friends, co-workers, and laymen in the church who all have a desire to know Christ and to make Him known, not only in their local neighborhoods, but to the nations.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Fullion.
Hello, my name is Lindy Wengwenya.
When I think of these many stories culminating, coming together, it would come together in lots of people becoming Christians, many more people becoming Christians. Many of those Christians, or many Christians growing in their walk with God and becoming leaders or laborers for Christ, and laborers and leaders in their churches for Christ. But then being mobilized all over South Africa and all over Africa and all over the world for the glory of God and for the expansion of the gospel.
Indra, tinalanga ndi mulanga maphada.
And 6 years later, as we try to live out the Campus Outreach Johannesburg vision, we want to see those many stories multiply and multiply and multiply.
Hi, my name is Chandra.
Hi, my name is Mike.